We're going to do this Toyota Tundra 5.7 liter. This is a 2017. So it has a factory single tailpipe, about 2 3/4, 2.5. Highly restrictive muffler. You can see how purple this one's been getting. You can see how it wrinkles the bottom, sucking up the stainless steel. But it's a dual in. Goes from 2 inch to 2 1/4. We're going to cut it right here in front of the nipples. We're going to cut it right here and install our pulse chamber. After we cut it down, I'll give you some measurements so we know how much setback from our rear end housing for our pulse chamber and our mufflers. So let me get started by cutting this down first for us. So we've installed our pulse chamber. To verify the right distance, we're going to measure from the rear end housing to the pulse chamber is going to be 29 inches. For those that have been altered, and you can't go off your factory muffler, this measurement from the rear end housing is 50.5 inches. 50, around 50, 50.5. But if it's been altered already, you don't have your stock muffler, that gives you an idea where it should mount. Then we're going to take and install our muffler. I've already made a mark on it. I want to make sure I don't go on too deep. So we're going to install this. I'll give you another dimension. From the rear end housing to the case of the muffler is going to be 14 inches. So to verify, pull off the face to the end of the case is 14 inches. Once we get all this positioned, we're going to spot weld it. Our second muffler is going to slip up parallel along the side, and that sets the distance and everything for all of our tailpipes. So everything will just slip on like it's supposed to. Critical measurements is so you end up with a 14, your pulse chamber 29, cut it off approximately 50.5 inches. So let me get the rest of these mufflers installed. We'll get them spotted up and we'll start putting tailpipes on. I got the first side all spotted. I slipped the second one up, just made it flush, welded it together on the inside and the outside muffler together. Same on the inlet. I got them all spotted. Now I'm going to start installing the tailpipe. The right hand tailpipe is all one piece, so we're just going to slip it up in position. And depending on your chrome tips, we're going to mark it and trim it back a little bit so it fits nice on the tips on this pickup. Right hand tailpipe, I always put a little mark on it so we don't bury it too far in the muffler. 1 3/4 is the typical depth of it. So we're just going to slide it up in position. Slide up in our muffler, go to our black mark. I'm going to grab my black tips. I'm going to put the tip on the right hand tailpipe without installing it too long. How does that look? I don't want to turn my back to the camera. I get yelled at. Actually, yeah, it's in there a mile. I'm going to cut off a little bit so it ain't buried in there. Where's my little stand, man? As the pipe comes out, I straighten my tip with the pipe so it's parallel. I set my distance on the length. I put 3 spot welds on it. I rotate it and index it the way I like it. I've installed the 7/16 rod stock hanger in the factory mount, and I call this an 09 update. We'll put one on both sides. It just puts it on a double shear so it doesn't break. So then we're gonna move over to the driver's side, left-hand side. We're gonna put our left tailpipe on. This is the axle pipe. I marked it again about 1 3/4 so I don't bury it in the muffler. And it just simply slips up over the rear end. And we're gonna slide it in our muffler approximately to our black mark. Then we're gonna put our left-hand tailpipe on. Seam always down. All of our tailpipes are bent, so the seam is always on the bottom. So we're gonna slip this back up in here. We're going to get it indexed up in the chassis where we like it. We're going to verify our rotation. Got our axle pipe set. I marked the depth on it, so I only shoved in about 1.25 inches. We positioned everything, slipped this tailpipe into position. I got it all spot welded and approximately where we want it. On the Toyota Tundras, they leave a rivet hole out. Fu Manchu leaves it out, so we just drop a bolt down through this rivet hole, and we're going to bolt up what we call an 07 hanger. So I'm going to just bolt this up tight. Tip, make sure it's parallel with the pipe. Tips in. Just like the other side, we measured from the leaf spring bracket. We're going to go 18. Right about there. We want to make sure we're parallel with our pipe on the exit. Around and set is in level. We'll set the tip, make sure it's the same. Gotta go down. Up just a frog here. Right there. We're going to verify our length again. Sure it's 18. Looks okay. Sure it's 18. And 18. Drain hole down, Kendra. Before I set my final height on my tip, I'm going to spot weld it on the height of my hanger. Like it? Like it? They put some thick paint on them Chinese guys do. Wherever they're made. I still have everything just tacked and my hanger's not even, I have not attached to the pipe. Because what I'm going to do is we're going to verify from the lip to the tip. What is it?
14 3/4 both sides.
14 3/4 both sides. To the bottom. So what you measured? Oh, right on the nose. Now I'm going to weld up and spot my hanger for my left rear. That way we can get it right. Our distance is exactly the same. Just like I did on the first side. This is an 09 update. The reason again we're putting that there is to put on a double shear so it doesn't break the rods. Now that everything's set, all of our clearance was good, I got to finish welding my axle pipe, my outlet of the mufflers, and then we're going to add one more hanger to the factory position at the front. We're all cleaned up and painted now. We'll just do a quick overview. So, 07 hanger on this side with 09 update. Factory 7/16 hanger. It's in the kit with the 09 update, so they both look the same from the rear. Lots of clearance on our rear suspension. We made sure of all that. Welded our cases inlet and outlet side so the cases stay together so they don't have any debris or anything fall between them. Weld all of our joints, cleaned our joints. Factory hanger, just like the factory muffler. Stock hangers up front. Pulse chamber. Dimensions right on the sheet for installation. Follow that, spend a little quality time under a truck, and we'll see how she runs.